Hey Miss O, my name is Josh. I'm a student of physical therapy under the direction of Dr. Sykes here, and I'm going to be taking care of your evaluation today. Is that okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm sorry to hear about your car accident.
Yeah.
So I know you're having some problems with your extension at your back,
Mhm.
as well as some problems with cervical flexion, so some neck motions are causing you some issues. So I'm going to look at those today. We're going to assess some range of motion as well as your muscles, just the quality as well as the strength of those muscles. So to start off, it would be helpful for me if you were able to remove your shirt so I can visualize those structures and just see how everything is working properly and things. Did you prepare for that? Did you wear a sports bra or something?
Yeah, we should be good.
Undergarments, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect, all right.
You have that off now?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so throughout the process of and I can take that for you and put it aside here.
Awesome, thanks.
Throughout the process of this evaluation, I'm going to be palpating different structures, your shoulders, your head, and your neck, and just kind of those areas. Are you comfortable with that? I just want to make sure I have your permission. It's just going to help me to help you better to help us figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you do what you need to do.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's go ahead and start with your neck. So understand coming over to the side, that motion is causing you some pain?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
it's your left side, right?
Yeah, to the left side is.
Okay.
Just feels really tight.
So let's start by checking your range of motion there. So
Okay.
I'll have you stand up with your back face toward me.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this measuring device and measure here. So what I'll have you do first is flex your neck forward. Okay. And then come back into extension. Okay. So I'm going to put the fulcrum of this measuring device here at the goni on the C7 sphinx process. I've got the proximal segment down the midline of the body, and then I'm going to use this moving segment at the midline of the head to measure here. So, but before I do that, let's have you do the motion first. So go ahead and bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Okay, I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure here. Just kind of want to feel the infill here. Okay, go ahead and come back. All right, I'm going to have you do that motion again. Let's go ahead and go back. This time we'll measure. All right, Miss L, so we've got you at 37 degrees, so 0 to 37 degrees on that. And normal is about 0 to 45 degrees. So let's see if we can improve that range of motion with some different exercises and mobilization and things.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, great. So along with that, I want to test the muscles involved with that motion. And so two of the main muscles, the sternocleidomastoid is that one that kind of jets out when you turn your head opposite direction. And then your scalenes that attach from the side of your neck here to the first and second rib. So we're going to test those. So I'll have you sit down. Okay, and then what you'll do is you'll do that same motion and bring your left ear over here to your shoulder. Okay, I'm going to apply pressure there, and you just hold there and don't let me move you.
Okay.
Hold, hold, hold. Okay, you can relax. Okay, so if Miss O wasn't able to go through that motion, so that was a 5 out of 5 because I was applying pretty much maximum pressure there, and she was able to resist that. So if she was able to resist moderate force there, then it would be a 4. If she could do the motion, that's already a 3. And then if she was unable to do that, then we would lay her supine. I would, in the gravity minimal position, I would support her head against gravity, and she would go through that motion. Any partial motion would be a 2, and then if she wasn't able to do any motion, I would palpate those muscles, and that would be a 1 if there was a contraction, and a 0 if there wasn't any at all. Okay, perfect. So we've kind of worked with your neck. Now I want to work with your spine and do extension. So I need to draw some landmarks on the back, on your back there. So if I can have you stand up again, I'm going to grab this tape measure. Okay, so if you can bring your shorts down just a tad bit lower. Perfect, thank you. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to feel for her posterior superior iliac spine here on each side here. So that's pretty apparent there, right there. And then put a mark here. which is going to be the S2 vertebra, and then the next landmark for this motion is going to be at the T12 vertebra, and I can measure 15 centimeters just as a standard to kind of give me an idea. Okay, so 15 centimeters for my first landmark. It's about right there, and I can kind of feel through the ribs to see if that seems about right. Okay, so I've got my 2 landmarks, and then Miss O, what I'll have you do is I'll just have you flex forward, or sorry, extend back, so you'll bring your chest up to the ceiling.
Okay.
So 1 second, let's have you back into neutral. Okay, go ahead and do that again. So I started at 15 centimeters between my landmarks, and I went down to 12.5. So we've got about 2.5 centimeter difference there. And normal extension there is going to be 15 to 20 degrees. Okay, so Miss O, I want to check your passive range of motion. So just kind of me bringing you a little bit further than what you're able to do with extension.
Okay.
So what I'll have you do is go into extension again, but this time I'm going to cross over from the opposite shoulder with this arm and just kind of bring you back a little bit further. And then this arm, I'm going to kind of stabilize it, your lower back.
Okay.
Is that, are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Again? Okay. All right, so go ahead and come into extension. Okay. And come around right here. Okay, perfect. So I'll have you come right back. Okay, awesome. So, okay, perfect. All right, and next thing I want to do, the last thing we're going to do today, is a manual muscle test for your rectus spinae muscles. So these muscles at your back that help you with extension. So what I'll have you do is lay on your stomach on the table. Okay, for this first one, I'll have you bring your, so we're going to test first your lumbar spine extensor. So I'll have you bring your hands out back to the back of your head there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stabilize here, just above your knees. And I'm going to have you bring your chest, shoulders, and your head off the table and come up as far as you can. The goal would be to bring your belly button off the table. Okay, perfect. That was great. Okay. So this test is rated a 5 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5. And I would say she cleared her belly button there. And it was a fluid motion, so I would say she's a 5 out of 5 for this. So now we can move on to your thoracic spine and what we'll do for this one. So I'm going to have you come off the table for this one, but before you do, I'm going to stabilize here throughout that. So what you'll do is just kind of hang off so we get a curvature of your thoracic spine. And you're going to put your hands behind your head again, and you're going to lift up so that you're parallel with the table. Okay, does that all make sense?
How far do you want him or her going off the end of the table?
And yeah, sorry, thank you. We'll have you go up so that your sternum is at the end, so just that part right there, your chest. Yeah, just like that, that's perfect. Okay, then put your hands on the back of your head and come up to parallel if you're able to. Okay, perfect. Okay, how'd that feel?
Alright.
Okay, alright, so now we're going to combine your thoracic and lumbar spine in the motion. So this time, instead of going parallel, I want you to come up all the way past parallel. And for this one, we'll have you move your hands to your sides instead. Okay. And whenever you're ready, just come up as far as you can. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now we'll have you slide back off from the end of the table. Okay. Perfect. All right. So that one's rated 3, 2, or 1 for both motions combined. And so she was able to come up past parallel in a pretty fluid motion, so we would label that as a 3. If she comes up to the parallel point and is unable to extend her lumbar spine, we call that a 2. And then if she was unable to do that motion, but I could feel the contraction of the muscles, we'd call that a 1. And then, of course, a 0 if there was no contraction. So I think that concludes everything for us today, Miss O. I think we got to assess everything that we wanted to. So we'll work on those motions further in the future and work on a home exercise program as well so that we can help you work with that impairment and develop past your range of motion and everything. So do you have any questions for me?
No. Excited to get back to normal.
Perfect. Well, it's great to get to know you, and we'll see you next time.
Cool.